Hello, it's been a while since we've met like this. If you can tell, there's some changes in my room. Feel free to look at my last devlog if you can't spot any differences. I have recently hit 10k subs, well, probably around 2 months ago now, and I never made a special to celebrate that milestone. As of recording this, I also have 50 videos on my channel, so we can celebrate 2 milestones in one video. First and foremost, though, I just want to thank you all for 10k subs. No matter how long you've been here, or if you're only here for updates on Neighbor Reborn, I appreciate you a lot for, staying around and watching my content. But with that out of the way, let's start reading some comments. Hold on, I gotta clean my glasses off. I can't exactly see at the moment. For those who don't wear glasses, just consider yourselves lucky. What got you into content creation? How did you meet your close friends like Jacket? Well, growing up, I watched a lot of YouTubers. In my mind, what they did seemed really cool. Of course, back then for me and my 8-year-old brain, I was thinking, I get to play games and make money off of it. That seems amazing. Like, what kid wouldn't be excited over that? But as I've grown older, content creation for me is just like something fun, I like being creative. I like making things. I like pouring hours upon hours of effort into something and then looking at the finished product and saying, I created that. It's a really satisfying feeling. Of course, the money is nice too, but that's not a priority for me at all. As to how I met people like Jacket and Owen, it's actually kind of a funny story relating to that. I remember one morning I woke up and on my phone I had a Discord notification and it said, Owen Campos has sent you a friend request, and I was like losing my mind over that. I was like, someone that I looked up to and was inspired by in a way sent me a friend request on Discord to like talk to me. Like, that was insane. It was a really shocking moment for me. I was not expecting to wake up to something like that. As for Jacket, they actually sent me a friend request before Owen did. I don't remember exactly when, but it was around the start of H&R's development. And at the time, the updated template, which is the one that was just replaced by the one that Jay did, wasn't out yet. It was just in-house. And Jacket offered to send it to me, and of course I accepted. So Jacket was a big help with the start of H&R's development. For those who don't know, H&R was originally developed on Unreal Engine 4.25 rather than 4.27 like it is now, and it was using the original Owen Campos template, the one that was shown in his tutorials from like 4 years ago now. But at the time, I definitely felt honored being given something like that. What gave you the motivation to make Hello Neighbor Reborn? I've been a Hello Neighbor fan, or I wouldn't say fan, but I've been following Hello Neighbor for a really, really long time, since the pre-alpha first came out. And it was probably around 2 or 3 years ago that I rediscovered my nostalgia for Hello Neighbor and my utter disappointment with how the final game turned out versus the original trailers and stuff. My motivation, though, mainly just stems from wanting to create the game that we were promised but never got. Because I looked at many, many Hello Neighbor fan games to try and scratch that itch, of the game that we were promised. And none of them ever completely got it for me. So in my mind, I wanted to make one that was what I wanted specifically, but without changing too much of what was originally shown, basically, apart from, some quality of life changes and just things that I want to see, but I want to stick to that core premise as closely as possible. What model you have used in your profile picture? Well, actually, I didn't make my profile picture. In my YouTube description, it credits this dude, FNAF 4 Balloon Boy, for making it. Which, fun fact, this dude is the same guy who made this gif of Freddy and Foxy kissing. So if you've ever seen this, the same guy who made that also made my profile picture. Okay, I'm recording this after the fact, but I wanted to verify if FNAF 4 Balloon Boy was actually the creator of that GIF before I just put it in my video without any evidence. I deleted my main Twitter account, but luckily for me, I have an alt account where I still follow them. I click on their profile, first thing I see is this right here. Is my mouse even recording? Yes, it is. Okay, thank God. Yeah, I just wanted to verify. So back to past me. What got you started on YouTube? I did kind of answer this earlier as well, but just watching YouTubers growing up and thinking, I want to do that too. I think it'll be fun, and I want to make money. But now it's more so just because I want to have fun. Why is your voice so calming? Is my voice calming? I don't really see it that way. I've also been told that I can do a good critical impression. You know what? I'm going to do it right now, and if it's good, put it in the video. If it's not, then don't.
One time I tried to suck my own penis because my best friend bet me $10 that I couldn't. Me being the betting man that I am, I of course accepted this challenge. After several hard minutes of attempting, I eventually just gave up and stood up straight, pondering like Plato the decisions that had led me to this very moment. Here I was, a grown man standing alone in his room, trying to suck his own penis.
I don't know if that was good or not. I can do it better on some days, but I think today's kind of an off day. Truth be told, I've always really been self-conscious about my voice in a way. I always feel like it's either too high or too scratchy or something. I don't know. I've been told I sound like Markiplier, which I don't really hear, but that was the compliment of a lifetime right there. That single-handedly got rid of any self-consciousness I had about my voice for quite some time, and then it came back. Like I said, I've always been self-conscious about my voice, so knowing that there are at least a few people out there who find it calming or enjoyable, I very much so appreciate that, so thank you. Glad to hear from you, dude. Oh, thanks, man. Any questions, you say? I got 3 if that's alright. Of course, lay 'em on me. At 44 seconds in your Lost Versions of Hello Neighbor video, you said at some point you'd make a video covering mods for the full Hello Neighbor game. Do you still have any plans of making that video sometime in the future? No, I do not. Originally, I think I mentioned this in that first video, or I definitely mentioned it in community posts, but that video was originally going to be one of 3. I was going to make lost versions of the game, mods for the full game, and fan games, which the fan games video was eventually split into the H&AR video and then the eventual Hidden Spirits video, which, yes, that is coming at some point. But I honestly didn't think that there were enough, like, mods for the full version of Hello Neighbor that were interesting enough to put into a video like that. Maybe I'm biased, though, because I recently replayed the full version of Hello Neighbor a couple months ago from probably 11 o'clock at night to 3 in the morning, and it was the most frustrating, mind-numbing, boring gameplay experience I've had in a very, very long time. So I uninstalled the full version of Hello Neighbor, and I don't plan to touch it again anytime soon. What was the thing that motivated you and made you want to create content in the first place? Well, I did kind of answer that already, but in short, just boils down to, being able to create something to make other people happy and to... I just like looking at what I created and feeling proud of myself for making something with my own 2 hands. And how are you doing as of reading this? So, next question. How are you doing? Next question. Dream car, just curious. Chevy Cobalt or a Honda Accord? Why did you implement Hatsune Miku as an Easter egg in your game? Come to think of it, I don't know. Why and how did you get into game development, and what keeps you motivated to continue doing so? I did kind of answer this a little bit with, like, the whole content creation thing, like, just being able to make something that you can look at and be proud of, and it's kind of the same with game development. But growing up, I've always wanted to be a game developer. I had, like, 3 options in my life. Drive trains, become a YouTuber, or become a game developer. And out of those 3, I'd rather be a game developer or drive trains. But I've always been fascinated by game development. I love, like, learning about the process that goes into it. I love learning about, like, behind-the-scenes content, cut content, stuff that's out of bounds, like, how they work, all that kind of stuff. I've always been interested by it, so being able to make my own game really checks a lot of boxes for me. Like, I nerd out over everything game development-wise, because I do want to make my own games, but it's going to be quite some time before I'm able to do that. How's your mustache doing? It looked great, I tell you what. Well, my mustache is doing very well. Thanks for asking. Are you going to make any more unused content videos like your Red Dead 2 Out of Bounds vids? Because I really love those. Thank you. And your unscripted commentary there is really... And your unscripted commentary there is just nice to listen to. Can't really explain it. It is the same vibe as old Minecraft playthrough videos from, like, 2011. I guess that's how I'd describe it. Well, thank you. But yes, I most likely will. I actually do have some private videos on my YouTube channel where I did that with GTA 5. Which, fun fact, GTA 5 is also my first experience with coding, because in order to add cars and stuff from mods into traffic, you have to... add it into the code, so. But I do want to do more, like, unscripted commentary videos, because they're just so much more chill. Like, I can just sit and play a game and talk, and that's it. But with, like, the video essays, like the H&AR video and the other Hello Neighbor video, it's a lot more complicated, because there's so much that goes into it. You have to write a script, you have to record a voiceover, you have to record footage, you have to edit it all together and make sure it's good, and it's just a lot that goes into it. Whereas in gameplay, I can kind of just sit down, record, edit, upload, and I'm done. On the topic of Out of Bounds stuff, I'd love for you to do an in-depth analysis of that thing, which is a Fallout New Vegas ARG about unused content out of bounds, if you didn't already know about it. I know nothing about Fallout, really, so I do not know about that. I may get into the Fallout games at some point. I don't know. What was your favorite video to make? Favorite video to make ever was probably the Bonfan files. Me and 3 of my friends just fucked around in Gmod for a couple hours, and it turned into that, and I thought that it was pretty funny. It's a shame that it flopped, but if you want to, please check it out, because I think it is really funny, and it's something that I had a lot of fun recording and editing.
What's heavier, a kilogram of steel or a kilogram of feathers? That's right, it's a kilogram of steel, because steel is heavier than feathers.
Comedic genius. Will the unreleased H&R builds ever be made publicly accessible? I don't want anyone to worry. I do have every single build of H&R that's ever been packaged, so don't worry. Those builds are not going anywhere. I don't plan on deleting them anytime soon. But I've been thinking about releasing them. As someone who loves beta content and unreleased content and stuff like that, it feels wrong to gatekeep, but also it's funny. I did promise a long time ago, before Alpha 1 came out, I did promise a artwork contest where the winner would be added to the Game Jolt page, and then also they'd get the first ever package build of H&R. Which I still want to do that, but I don't want to do it now because I'm restarting development, and any pictures taken in the current build of the game will be outdated. You know, a while ago, I did promise a very specific person the first ever build of Hello Neighbor Reborn if he could get every single radio to play Get Out. But now that Get Out isn't in the game anymore, I'll make an offer. The first person to get every single radio, not the ones in the basement, just the ones in the neighbor's house and the one in the player house, to get every single radio to play the Secret Miku song will get the first release of H&R. But you have to have an alibi, so someone who can verify that you actually did it, and a recording that you did it. And I will not gatekeep it. Whatever you get with that build, you can do whatever you want with it. You can redistribute it to people, you can keep it to yourself to flex, completely up to you. Getting the Miku Easter egg on a radio will spawn another Miku in, if I'm not mistaken, if that's the way that I coded it, which I think it is. As a bonus, bring every Miku to your house, or something, I don't know. H&R 2, H&R 1.5, H&R Remastered, what's it going to be called? Guys, it's just going to be called Hello Neighbor Reborn. If anything, I might just call it Hello Neighbor Reborn, the rewritten update or something. Also, Arch, yes, I know how you feel about the Reborn title, but I don't care. I'm not getting rid of the Reborn subtitle because I wanted it to be close to the original name Hello Neighbor, and also because it's reference to the project file Alpha 1 onwards. So, it's not going anywhere. Why did you pick the pre-alpha house for H&R instead of something like Alpha 2, Alpha 1, or even the prototype? Because the prototype house fucking sucks. I never understood the love for the prototype house. Okay, the outside looks cool. I will admit, I like how the outside looks. The inside is an absolute unsalvageable train wreck. In order to make the first floor of the prototype house good, you would have to redo it entirely. And at that point, why even use the prototype house? I picked the pre-alpha house specifically because there are no fan games that are complete that use a full pre-alpha house, so I figured, I might as well be the first. I might as well be different and be the first. In my mind, the Alpha 1 first floor layout is basically just an improved pre-Alpha 1. The Alpha 1 house is so overused in fan games, and I personally don't like it that much because it kind of kills the whole mystery vibe that the pre-Alpha house had. If the Alpha 1 house was the one that was shown in concept art and stuff like that, then I would definitely use it, because I think it looks a lot better there without the train. Why did you decide not to make any devlogs for Reborn after the pre-alpha release? Was it just easier posting images and clips on Game Jolt? Now, I did promise a devlog for Alpha 1, which then later became an AI rundown video. The main reason I stopped doing devlogs is mainly because I'd rather have people find new stuff that's been added through playing the game rather than just me saying, oh yeah, this is a thing now and all that. I feel like it's better if you discover it naturally rather than just being told it exists. I do plan on making an AI rundown video at some point in the future, which does directly kind of go against what I just said, but I do think I could explain the AI in a way that doesn't make it any less threatening to deal with. But I do like posting clips and pictures on Game Jolt because I can hide things in the background that most people wouldn't notice. I think one specifically was me showcasing the new weather, and in the background you could see the electrical box on the player house, and not one person pointed it out. But I hid it there just in case. But then I didn't remove it for Alpha 1.4, so it got packaged. So how goes the Hidden Spirits video? Originally, I was gonna make the Hidden Spirits video a little bit before Chapter 1 came out, and then I was like, I'll just make another one when Chapter 1 does finally come out. But Chapter 1 came out, was really buggy. Then it did get a patch to fix most of the issues with it. I've actually restarted the script for Hidden Spirits 3 times. I don't know why, I just can't get a good script on that video. Eventually, I was told by Jacket to just wait until the arcade mode was fixed because there was an update coming out, but that should fix that and like some optimization issues. I'm pretty sure if I remember right. I could be wrong. So the Hidden Spirits video will come out at some point. Just be patient. Can you count to 12 or is that too many? What? How is being a developer feels like? I find game development to be a lot of fun, if not frustrating at times. The hardest part definitely is like starting out though, because there's so much that you see and you get very overwhelmed, or at least I did when I first started, just seeing everything on screen, like what the hell does any of this do? But once you kind of have a general idea of what you're doing, it's not too bad. The things I typically hate are just Unreal being Unreal. Like sometimes I'll accidentally put in like the wrong node or something and then I'll delete it and then the whole program will freeze and then come back after like a little bit. It's really annoying when it does that though. It doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's really annoying. If you like being creative and want to like, if you have ideas for something and want to see your ideas come to life, then, you know, game development might be something you should try out. Do you support the fat ass Tato plush? I'm just gonna let Miku answer that one.
I do not support the fattest Tato plush.
Okay, and I think that is every comment answered. Honestly, this was fun. I liked reading through the questions that people have for me. But that'll be it for now. If you have any other questions for me that I didn't answer in this video, feel free to comment and I'll answer them down there. Thank you to anybody who left comments on my post and asked questions on my Discord server. Thanks for your support, and thank you for 10,000 subscribers. That's quite a few people. I feel like the internet has kind of skewed the significance of that amount of people because, you know, you think like, oh, a YouTuber with 10k subs, like that's not a lot, but then you also have to consider 10,000 people. Like imagine how many people that is. That's like a lot of people. It's kind of mind-blowing for me to picture that many people. But thank you for asking questions, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking and commenting on this video so it boosts and gets more views and I can make more money. I hope to see you guys soon for some more consistent uploads, hopefully. I want to try to get back to making more than one video a month. Thank you for watching all the way through. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a good one, day, night, wherever you are right now. I hope you're having a good one, and I hope to see you again very, very soon.